June 15, 1944, mid-Atlantic Ocean, aboard the Japanese submarine I-52. The air inside the steel hull hangs heavy with the metallic tang of machinery and the faint, acrid scent of sweat-soaked uniforms. Dim red lights cast long shadows across the control room, where crewmen hunch over dials, the low hum of the diesel-electric engines vibrating through the deck plates. Outside, the vast ink-black expanse of water presses in, a realm of eternal silence broken only by the distant churn of propellers. Suddenly, a faint splash echoes through the hydrophones, then another. Strange devices bob on the surface above, their unseen mechanisms awakening, probing the depths with invisible fingers of sound. The first ping reverberates, a sharp, insistent tone that pierces the hull like a warning from the abyss. This moment, far from the fiery battles of the Pacific Islands, encapsulated a turning point in the undersea war. The I-52, a massive C-3-type cargo submarine, was en route from Japan to Nazi-occupied France, laden with 2 tons of gold bars, molybdenum, tungsten, and quinine, precious resources meant to sustain the Axis alliance. Japan's submarine fleet, once envisioned as a stealthy arm of imperial expansion, had by 1944 shifted to desperate resupply missions, ferrying materials across oceans dominated by Allied navies. The Imperial Japanese Navy's undersea force, comprising advanced designs like the I-400 class, over 400 feet long, capable of launching aircraft and circumnavigating the globe 3 times without refueling, represented years of engineering prowess. Yet, these vessels operated in a theater where American anti-submarine warfare had evolved into a systematic hunt, driven by technological superiority and industrial might. The deployment of sonobuoys, small floating sonar devices developed from British prototypes in early 1944, marked a leap in aerial detection, allowing patrol aircraft like the Navy's Liberators to drop acoustic grids over suspected submarine paths. These buoys transmitted hull noises and propeller cavitation back to operators, turning the ocean's depths into a transparent battlefield. Japanese submariners aboard vessels like the I-52 entered the war with unshakable confidence in their machines and doctrine. Trained in a tradition of bushido and precision, they anticipated the submarine as an invisible predator, striking at enemy shipping from the safety of submersion. The Pacific's immensity, they believed, would swallow their presence, allowing ambushes on American carriers and convoys with minimal risk. Early successes, such as the sinking of the USS Indianapolis by I-58 in 1945, reinforced this illusion of untouchability. But reality intruded with brutal force. As U.S. forces refined their tactics, Japanese crews found themselves ensnared in webs of sound. The I-52's fate unfolded when a U.S. patrol plane from the carrier Bogue detected its radio transmissions via high-frequency direction finding. Sonobuoys rained down, their sharp, rhythmic echoes relaying the submarine's every move. Commander Uno Kamea ordered evasive maneuvers, diving deeper, but the acoustic net closed in. An acoustic homing torpedo, the Mark 24 Fido, followed the noise signature, detonating against the hull with devastating precision. Recordings captured the submarine's final agony, crackling implosions and crunching metal as it broke apart at 1,200 feet, claiming all 95 souls aboard. This was no isolated incident. By war's end, American forces had sunk 130 Japanese submarines, inflicting over 10,000 casualties, a loss rate exceeding 70%. Factual records from the era paint a stark picture of this asymmetry. U.S. Navy sonar, evolved from interwar developments at the Naval Research Laboratory, included active systems like the QC and later QGB models, which emitted pulses to measure echoes for range and bearing. Operators, trained at specialized schools in San Diego and New London, could distinguish submarine signatures from marine life or wrecks, even through thermal layers using bathythermographs to map water temperature gradients. In contrast, Japanese sonar relied heavily on passive hydrophones, such as the Type 93 Model 3, avoiding active pings to preserve stealth, a doctrinal choice that left them blind to precise threats. Intelligence reports and survivor accounts revealed the growing dread. Lieutenant Commander Nobukiyo Nambu, commander of the I-401, recounted in post-war interrogations how overhearing American radio chatter exposed the casual efficiency and abundance of resources that Japan could not match. He reflected, "We felt constantly watched, constantly tracked, never safe even when submerged, the sonar pings haunting his memories as symbols of an inexorable foe." Data from U.S. operations underscore this. In Operation Barney, June 1945, 9 American submarines equipped with frequency-modulated sonar, dubbed Hell's Bells for its mine-detecting chirps, penetrated the mined sea of Japan, sinking 28 vessels totaling 54,786 tons in mere weeks. Japanese losses mounted relentlessly. Of 188 operational submarines, 129 fell to enemy action, primarily sonar-guided depth charges, hedgehog mortars, and coordinated hunter-killer groups. This relentless pursuit transformed Japanese perceptions of the war. What began as a campaign of bold offensives devolved into futile desperation. Submarines, once heralded as extensions of imperial will, were relegated to perilous supply runs like the Tokyo Express, ferrying troops and munitions to isolated garrisons under constant threat. By late 1944, tactics shifted to suicidal Kaiten missions, human-guided torpedoes launched from mother subs that were themselves easy sonar targets, resulting in heavy losses for minimal gains. The sonar ping, that unyielding sound, became a harbinger of doom, eroding the ideology of invincibility. Crews who once viewed the ocean as a domain of Japanese mastery now recognized it as an American surveillance grid where technology born of democratic innovation outpaced rigid hierarchies. The abundance of American resources manifest in mass-produced sonobuoys dropped by the hundreds, each a tiny sentinel of ingenuity, shattered illusions of parity. This shift was not merely tactical, it undermined the very foundation of Bushido, revealing that endurance alone could not prevail against a foe wielding science as a weapon. In the broader sweep of history, the sonar ping echoes as a symbol of American abundance and democratic resilience. Deployed in vast numbers from aircraft carriers symbolizing industrial democracy, it represented not just technological prowess, but the fruits of a free society, collaborative research, rapid adaptation, and an ethos of innovation unhindered by dogma. Japanese scientists and engineers examining captured equipment post-war marveled at the sophistication, frequency modulation allowing precise detection through minefields, a feat that shocked them into acknowledging the gap. This sound, piercing the depths, underscored how freedom fosters ingenuity, turning the tide against tyranny. In the quiet aftermath, as the Pacific waves rolled unbroken, it whispered a larger truth, that true abundance lies not in conquest, but in the boundless potential of open minds, safeguarding the horizons of liberty for generations unbound.